Namaskar. Saturday morning 9 a.m. IST is Sriram Seshadri time, and he's going to talk to us about something that is raging in Tamil Nadu, which is the three-language thing. This has been going on for donkey's years, but there is a new twist to that. And also, there is a 2G case. Is it being revived again? Is it going to go continuous, day to day? All that and more with Sriram Seshadri ji. Sriram ji, namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel. How are you?
Sir, namaskaram to all the PGurus viewers. I'm doing very well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. So let's start with the one that is the most sensational, which is the 2G case that is supposed to start again on March 18th. So this has been having start stops many a time. And what is going to be different this time in your opinion, and is it going to be a day-to-day hearing?
Sir, definitely. See, 2G hearing, I think, like you and me, everybody is frustrated, especially people who had some faith in BJP that, they will bring this case to a closure, right? And the appeal has been going on for quite some time. Sorry, I'm just doing some adjustments. Appeal has been going on for some time. And, 2G verdict that came in 2014, unfortunately acquitted all the culprits, saying that there's no prima facie evidence available that, these people committed. But which contradicts totally what the Supreme Court did in 2012, where they cancelled 122 licenses, and Swami was the litigant there. On that, the Supreme Court cancelled the licenses. If the Supreme Court cancelled the licenses, which means there was a prima facie fraud, quid pro quo involved. So I think that's a fundamental premise on which this case was, launched. Of course, we all know that UPA wanted to safeguard the, their alliance partners and the businessmen who actually gave the bribe to Sonia Gandhi and others. Unfortunately, they all got acquitted. Everybody got acquitted, including the perpetrators, including the people who received bribe, including Kanimozhi, 𝗟𝗏𝗏, everybody got acquitted. Yeah, that's a very unfortunate situation. It's been almost 11 years that this appeal, even now, the case Sree Iyer is not an appeal. It's a case where the appeal should be allowed or not. I think, this is where the crux of it, and then later on appeal would come. Probably by the time any acquittal or, conviction on this perpetrator comes, people would probably, will be in oblivion, and then, we'll all forget what has happened. This case on March 18th, I think CBI this time is right earnest. And of course, one can put up a political twist to it. 2026, there is a election coming up in Tamil Nadu, and hence, they want to pin Raja and Kanimozhi, who are the prime close to the family. So there may be a reason for that, political, especially opposition party, especially DMK may say that. But for us, people like you and me, a commoner who want all the corruption cases to be taken to a closure, this is a welcome step. I think Delhi High Court has accepted that they will do a daily hearing from March 18th because there are tons of documents, as CBI lawyer presented. There are tons of documents that needs to be evaluated, and then which probably led to a wrong closure of the case, or acquittal of the culprits or perpetrators, and hence Delhi High Court has agreed that they will hear this petition. Hopefully by this financial year end, there will be some sort of a semblance that the appeal would be taken. Unfortunately, during the appeal, you can't add more evidences than what was there in the original case, but you can substantiate, what they failed to provide. You can't add new evidences to it, but there were sufficient amount of evidences that were there, but the case was argued in such a way, or the charge sheet was diluted charge sheet was included. Unfortunately, when 2014 Modi came to power, they couldn't add supplementary charge sheets. The Chinese court prevented the government from adding any supplementary charge sheet because of trial has begun. So all these put together, this case is worth a retrial. I think, if the appeal court finds merit in it rather than an appeal, they may go back to the trial court. And if the trial happens, then new evidences can be presented. I think that is what the CBI will try to do, when the case starts on March 18th. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, Sree Iyer, like everyone in the country, that there will be a daily hearing and then there is a seriousness in this case. We all need to wait and see. Having lost 11 years of, important timeline, everybody is skeptical about it and hope that this time, the court proves that the skepticism is wrong.
Sriramji, I have a fundamental problem with this whole thing. Mr. O.P. Saini did not exercise proper mens rea when he did this judgment, because his objective was to compute the amount of crime of each and every individual, not to wipe the slate clean. On this point alone, CBI should be able to successfully appeal and overturn that thing, sir. But in my all humble humility, I'm seeking Delhi High Court, don't send it back to a lower court. This has become a joke. You should do it yourself. Don't, because there is a special court now for MPs, members of parliament.
Yeah.
Let them deal with it. Because, see, Mr. O.P. Saini, I think he's retired. Thank God.
Yeah, he's retired. Yeah.
Thank God. Because anyway, I don't want to say anything. But these are the kind of judges you don't want in the judiciary.
Right.
Point is that at least your objective is totally sidelined and nobody said anything about it. I'm just surprised, sir. There are noted jurors in India. People can say, in my opinion, this guy is an ass. There's nothing wrong in that.
Right.
You can't say anything against the judge. He's retired now. This is a joke of a judgment. Of a judgment. This is the joke of the judgment of the century, if you ask me.
Absolutely. See, one is judgment can be criticized. Judges can be criticized. Only thing that we should not do is cast aspersions without an evidence. So you are absolutely right in saying that the judgment is flawed and then criticized, because the purpose and objective of the case. See, this is where, I said the trial court, it should go back to the trial court also is welcome, because then, of course, it'll take multiple years, but Delhi High Court or MP's court should take up this matter on a fast track basis, so that, you get the conviction done. I think this is where, even Modi government failed, in my opinion, sir, because 11 long years, and at least in the first 2-3 years, there were judicial, preventions that were, A. Raja was trying to, use the judicial process, but 11 long years didn't pursue that, puts you in a spot saying that, Modi government should have done something better than what they have done. In fact, it all adds up. Of course, we all understand court, everybody has a relief of the court, and hence court is a ultimate judge. But at the same time, did the government pursue this in right, earnest way? I think that is where there was some amount of lackadaisical approach in this particular case, and I hope that they reverse that attitude now. Let's wait and see on that.
Thank you so much, sir. Let's move on to the next one. BJP, as is its habit, has thrown up another surprise as the chief ministerial appointment at Delhi. Now, she has been very effective. She was the mayor of South Delhi when Delhi used to be three parts. The municipal corporation had 3 parts: East Delhi, South Delhi, and North Delhi, I think. And she was the mayor of South Delhi, and she has done a lot of good work. Her work speaks for herself. I think that's a good beginning. The bigger thing that I am hearing, Sriramji, I don't know how much you've heard this, is that the BJP has a master plan of 4 lakh crores to develop Delhi, to make it look, act, and feel like the headquarters or the capital city of a thriving country, a democracy. And that means, not just NMDC, but all of Delhi.
All of Delhi.
Your thoughts on this? They have started with Yamuna, which is a very good effort. Your thoughts on this?
So definitely, when Parvesh Verma was, when people talked about Parvesh Verma as a potential chief minister because he defeated Arvind Kejriwal, and the moment the media started talking about it, my first tweet on that was, then Parvesh Verma is not the candidate, right? Because BJP, especially Amit Shah and Modi, has a habit of throwing your expectations out of bound. Every time, they make that. Rajasthan, they brought someone from nowhere to be the chief minister, and that guy is doing extremely well. Okay, one should actually see the way he's performing. Likewise, Rekha Gupta was a surprise thrown, but at least for a lot of political analysts who didn't name this openly for quite some time, when Sunil Bansal was actively involved in her election campaign or campaign management, normally Sunil Bansal goes and involves, or he's been put in charge for a state. Now this time, like UP, and then I think he was in charge of Maharashtra also. During the Maharashtra election. And this time he was not made in charge of entire Delhi state election, but he was just made in charge of only this particular candidate. So which gave a hint that, what is the importance that has been given to this particular candidate to win the election. And she is a hardcore RSS Swayamsevak and been in the Hindutva belt for last 30-35 years, starting from ABVP onwards, right? So she is a fighter. The first thing that she has done, she's of course Punjabi Baniya community, which is a stronghold of Arvind Kejriwal. Arvind Kejriwal has the trust of two communities. One is the minority Muslims, and then the Punjabi Baniya community. So it's all political, decisions when they make it. Of course, Parvesh Verma would have been a good choice to appease the Jats, Haryana, because Haryana has a Punjabi's chief minister, not the Jat chief minister. So Uttar Pradesh has a lot of Jat population, and Rajasthan has a Jat population, all farmer community. The farmers' agitation, everything was spearheaded by them mostly in these three states. So they could have put a Jat chief minister and then, appease them. But I think, they had a long-term view. Sahib Singh Verma was replaced in between. So it could have been a justice given to Sahib Singh, because for Sushma Swaraj to take the chief ministership when the onion crisis happened, Sahib Singh Verma, Parvesh Verma's father, was removed, and then Sushma Swaraj was made the chief minister. Everybody gave a reasoning why Parvesh Verma would be made the chief minister, but then there's a googly they just post. Parvesh Verma was made the deputy chief minister. Maybe if they need it another 3-4 years down the line, they always have the opportunity to bring Parvesh Verma as the chief minister and then bring Rekha Gupta down if there is a need, right? For example, if she is not performing well or whatever reasons they want to change. Whereas if you do the same thing to Parvesh Verma, then that would have been a major disaster within the party, because his father was removed midterm, and then if he is removed, then it becomes a habitual, offense to the family. So all those would have gone into the thinking of making who the next chief minister is. And this person is a fighter. The first decision she took is fired all non-government staff appointed by, Arvind Kejriwal. Something like what Elon Musk is doing, Trump is doing to clean up all the USAID and everything. What these people did is threw away the Aam Aadmi Party functionaries who were enjoying a government role and benefits as a non-governmental staff. Huge amount of non-governmental staffs in Delhi government, and she just in one single order wiped out everybody, saying that the AAP loyalists within that administration has been thrown out. I think that shows the direction. Coming to your question, Delhi, it's high time that infrastructure improves to be the capital of the nation. Of course, the NCR region is clean to a major extent because of embassies and others. Then, there's a protected areas that is there. Even there, that is the Chanakya and all those Parliament House, President House area. So there's a limited area that has been preserved well. But beyond that, I think Delhi needs a huge upliftment, facelift. I think it's high time we do that. Otherwise, our largest democracy's capital city would look like a slum. I think that is where, the concentration need to happen. Roads have to improve. Infrastructure needs to be improved a lot. Of course, airport needs to be, expanded so that, a lot more connections could happen. And the outskirts of Delhi, the old Delhi, is a mess. I think that needs to be cleaned. People are concentrating on the new Delhi, especially certain portions of the area. But the old Delhi, the surroundings of Delhi up to Noida, this side, and then other side, Gurugram, this needs to be definitely developed. Water, sanitation and water is very, very key, because one of the plank or narrative on which this time BJP got the mandate was actually 𝗠𝗢𝗏. Instead of 𝗠𝗢𝗏 Bharat, it is 𝗠̓𝗏 Delhi. I think that is the plank on which they came on. I think they should make it happen. I'm sure that they will make it. They'll actually show a very quick win in the next couple of months or within 100 days of the regime. I think they'll start showing some signs of a quick win. I think that would be the start of facelifting Delhi. And if they do it in the first 1 or 2 years, I think Delhi will be BJP's forte again. Because even before Jansangh's forte, Delhi was a Jansangh's forte. If you look at in 70s and 80s, until they started losing after, when Sheila Dikshit started taking control, almost about 27-30 years, they didn't have a proper leadership in position. And I think, BJP has done extremely well in Delhi. I think this is the start of a revival of Delhi, in my opinion.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, this is the most interesting part, the new education policy, its implementation or lack thereof in Tamil Nadu. And see, 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗪 used to always say that there are 3 legs on which DMK's policy is. Okay, anti-Hindu, which is basically anti-Brahmin, but it's actually anti-Hindu, anti-Hindi. Third one is Tamil is a separate thing. It is the oldest language. It's Tamil culture. These are the 3 legs. Beyond that, they don't know how to argue. So right. Now, Annamalai has taken them head on with a very creative idea. That he said, I'm going to go to the villages to ask every household person, what would you like? So tell us a little bit about how this controversy arose, and also don't miss out on this. I'm dying to know, what is 𝗠𝗢𝗏 Babu?
Sir, I think, I have a mixed opinion on NEP. Okay. NEP 2020 was supposed to be implemented from academic year 24-25. It's just slipped a bit. I think some portions of the NEP are already in the progress. Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, which was started in 2017, spearheads all the NEP program, like PM Shri schools and all those stuff, right? Where I'm disappointed, even when NEP came, I was a little bit of hesitant on the 3-language policy. We'll talk about it in a minute, a little more about why I am not in favor of 3-language. I'm not in favor. I will talk about my reservations on that. But more importantly, the implementation of NEP is not about just a 3-language. NEP has too many highlightable points. That will make an education ecosystem move away from the Macaulay system and move away to make education a quality of life in India. For example, the higher education institution, brilliant concept. India has not seen that. Of course, there are liberal arts universities. There are several liberal arts universities which has a flavor of this higher education institutions already. But the higher education institution bill, which was supposed to be introduced, have not been introduced yet. That will give a platform for forming a cluster of colleges put together. Do away with all the universities. What it will do is it will do away with all the universities. Then it will create a higher education institution concept. Say, not every college can become a huge college like for example, IIT Madras. It can, or Anna University. Anna University Guindy campus is on its own higher education institute. There are about mushroom 500 plus engineering colleges. But they can't, everything cannot become a deemed university. In Tamil Nadu, if you take a SRM University or VIT, Vellore Institute of Technology in Vellore, and if you take Manipal University, these are all higher education institutes already in place, but it has to be governed. One of the prominent point of this higher education institution concept is a student can transfer from one higher education institute to another higher education institute. At this point, you can't do it because from one university to another university. You can transfer within a university from one college campus to another college campus, but not from one HEI to another HEI. That is enabled. I think that is very important. Movement of credit from one universities to another. So it is like a like whatever you do, you have in the US and the Europe, right? And it's whether it's a academic university or a research university. Because what happens is today we don't have a research universities. Some of the IITs do have, some of the big colleges or big universities do have research labs and capacities, but concentration of the research universities. The current education system is spoon feeding our students. In fact, that is when people go abroad, they struggle a lot. They do a bridge course, they struggle a lot, especially someone is going and studying in Europe, because I see it hands-on with my own daughter. She's studying in a research university, not an academic university. So research universities, they actually give a guideline lecture. They don't teach you. They just give a guideline lecture. It is a self-learning that one has to put together. And it's a tough process for most Indians if we are not used to it, because we are more used to being spoon-fed, given a syllabus, given a curriculum, given a reference, set of books that you read, and then you write an exam. Whereas research universities don't do any of these. So I think that is where I have a problem, that NEP, by 2030, it will be implemented. We are running out of time. That is one problem that I have, which the government should concentrate, not on the 3 languages that they want to push. Why I have my reservation on 3 languages? Because across India, if you look at it, more than 50% of the students are from a category of underprivileged or first-time education. So it's a big burden for them. And in the technological era, I feel that language, one need not learn a language to be surviving in that place. The days are very, very near where there are live translators. One can have it in their AirPod, and then with an app, someone is conversation. Say, for example, today in Parliament, when there is a speech given in one language, automatically it gets translated. Likewise, there are translators that are available, so one can still survive. But I don't want government to be an enforcer. Rather, government should be an enabler. I think that is where I differ on the 3-language policy. But what Tamil Nadu is doing, what West Bengal is doing, I don't want to just isolate Tamil Nadu here. There are 5 different, 6 states which has not signed up for this implementation of NEP. All Congress states have signed up. I'll just say that, Telangana, Karnataka have signed up because these are Congress states. And when Maharashtra was under Mahavikas Aghadi, they signed up for this. Rajasthan, when they were under Congress regime, they signed up for this. And Delhi didn't sign up. Punjab signed up, and then all of a sudden they are withdrawing today. And West Bengal has not signed up. Odisha, being Navin Patnaik should have signed up, but for some reason he didn't. I think now Odisha will come into it. Kerala has not signed up. Tamil Nadu has not signed up. So I think there's a 5 states that is a problem. And rightfully, Dharmendra Pradhan says that we will withhold the funds if you do not sign up for the MOU on PM Shree schools, right? See, the controversy started there. because the fund allocate to be given somewhere around 2,152 crores to Tamil Nadu. Of that, 1,100 crores is withheld because the first two installments were given because Tamil Nadu government expressed that they are willing to sign up the MOU. The Chief Secretary of Tamil Nadu wrote to the Education Secretary of central government that they are evaluating and then they will sign up. So based on that, they are given a 2 tranche of funding, and then the remaining installments are stopped for a simple reason. They don't want to implement because PM Shree school has 3 language policy, which is part of the NEP. Sir, one thing I want to tell the viewers of nation and as well as Tamil Nadu who are watching, we will also deliberate a little more during the Tamil program, is that a scheme-based funding is a prerogative of the government to disperse the funding, because the scheme-based funding has certain rules and regulations. If you do not follow that, funds could be withheld. For example, central government says, lay 100 kilometers of road, I will give you 1,000 crores. But just because you promise 1,000 crores, you cannot demand, give me the 1,000 crore, but I don't want to lay the road. That cannot happen. So you need to lay the road to get that 1,000 crores. Having laid the road or started the process or tendered it, if the central government refuses, then it's a different ball game. I think that's where the petty politics started, because Tamil Nadu state government wanted to hide. Under Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, there is a funding given for, employing, certain teachers and technology upgrade for certain schools, 250 schools, which they didn't do, and then used it for paying the salary. So they diverted the funds, I think, to actually, sideline that issue. They picked up this PM Shree school issue. And what Dharmendra Pradhan said was right. But in my opinion, I think, BJP has gone into a sticky wicket on the 3-language issue. It is very emotional. Last 60 years, Tamil Nadu people have been created that language pride has been created as one of the plank to keep the nationalistic point of view away from Tamil Nadu. I think that's a fundamental reason why Tamil Nadu doesn't want to implement the 3-language policy. It's a very highly hypocritical. As we speak, Sree Iyerji, 56 lakh students study in 3-language policy in private schools. Around 52 lakh students study in the state board or government aided schools where there is a 2-language policy, supposed to be claiming 2-language policy. I can name at least 1,000 government schools which teaches I'm not talking about private schools, I'm talking about private schools in state board. I'm talking because there are minority institutions, linguistic minority institutions which are private under state board, can teach in their language. Even that I'll come to it later on about 2016-17 government order. But Tamil Nadu state government schools, at least 1,000 schools that teach in 3-language. There are about 415 schools near Krishnagiri area which teaches in Telugu, and then another 100 odd schools near Erode and Krishnagiri district teach in Kannada, and then there are several schools which teach in Urdu. But the question is, there are several schools, Sree Iyerji, which teach non-Tamil. That is, Tamil doesn't exist in these schools. So their hypocrisy comes to attention now, because they say that Tamil is mandatory. 3-language policy, they want to teach in Tamil because NEP says your vernacular language of the region is a must. Your mother tongue is a must for up to 5th standard. Here the question is, 2016-17 government order when Jayalalitha was there, until academic year 2016-17 Sree Iyerji, in Tamil Nadu, one could study up to the college without learning Tamil as a language. But 2016-17 government order, Jayalalitha changed it, saying that Tamil is mandatory. That government order is not withdrawn. But then how is 1,000 of odd government schools teachers in various other vernacular languages like Kannada, Telugu and Urdu and not teach Tamil? I think this is where the DMK has got into a sticky wicket. I think what Annamalai has done is he has created an entire state to debate about this hypocrisy. But what I still feel that BJP should drop this at some point and then not be caught into the trap of what the 𝗤𝗏𝗘𝗧 wants, that, language as an emotion. I think that is where, BJP should drop it and then take the people issues there and then, leave it at that. The end of that, or, in the heat of the moment, I think 𝗦𝗧𝙤𝗧𝗔𝗡𝗏 uttered something about Modi and then said, Modi, get out, right? And that's when Annamalai roared, saying, if you do that, I will come to your 𝗤𝗏𝗘𝗧 outside the 𝗤𝗏𝗘𝗧, which is DMK's headquarters, and then, I will put a poster outside your house saying, 𝗓𝗏 Babu. I think, it is a, I don't want to go beyond that, because, that's what he called, but there is a reason why that is called, there is a, controversy about 𝗦𝗧𝙤𝗧𝗔𝗡𝗏 about it. But alternately, what Annamalai did is called for a hashtag war of get out Stalin, right? When DMK IT wing attempted with all their might about 350,000 hashtag promotion in a 24-hour period, whereas BJP within 4 hours they crossed that 400,000 mark, or whatever the DMK IT wing did, they crossed it in just 4 hours. I think the hashtag promotion became more than 1 million by afternoon of yesterday. As we speak, India yesterday by about 12 noon or 1 p.m. More than 1 million hashtags were promoted to trended to say that get out Stalin. I think that is politics. When your opposition says we'll no longer say go back Modi, we will say get out Modi, then BJP picked it up saying that get out Stalin. I think that is a political move. With these, where is ADMK? All this controversy happening, and then ADMK is not to be seen in Tamil Nadu. I think we'll talk a little more at length in Tamil, to talk about this. I think this is a controversy about NEP, but I just seriously want central government to implement other major factors of NEP 2020 and not just only the 3 language. 3 language is a must, or whatever the reason they allocate funds, but that's not the crux of NEP 2020. NEP 2020 has far more important objectives to be achieved. I think central government should concentrate on that, and then of course keep this 3 language issue simmering in states like West Bengal and Tamil Nadu for political gains. But in my opinion, the higher education institution bill is a need of the hour. I think that's where the government should be concentrating than on these. This petty politics can be done by the state unit, but not by Dharmendra Pradhan and others.
Thank you so much, sir. One small update before we go to questions. Padma Iyengar says, just to inform you that we are not getting advance notification of your forthcoming podcast for the last 8 to 10 days. Please look into it. Thanks. I have looked into it. I have one suggestion. I think YouTube tweaked their notification engine. What I'm noticing is, Padmaji, I'm just going to show you my my account. You can see, sir, are you able to see subscribe?
Yeah.
Are you seeing the bell is completely black?
Yeah.
Okay. What you need to do, all those of you who are not getting notifications, is you click on that. There's an arrow. Just click on that. There, it tells you notifications. You get 4 options.
Right.
All, personalized, none, and unsubscribe. See, what has happened is they have dropped it to personalized.
Right.
So when it changes to personalized, you don't get the notification. What you need to do is to go and click on all, so that when you are seeing, you should see it closed like this. Sorry,
Yeah,
it should be completely black. Completely black. You do that, you are getting notifications. I confirm this on my own channel. I've been complaining too that I'm not getting notifications. I was getting no notifications of any program. They're like, what's going on? So that is what it is. So please do that and you will start getting notifications. Thanks for asking this question, because I wanted to answer this question yesterday also, but somehow it slipped my mind. But when you asked the question, I remembered that this is something that I found. Okay, let's go to questions now. Thank you, Rohit Akshay. BJP stood second in close to 11 to 12 constituencies in the Lok Sabha elections of 2024. Do we do this as slow beginning of the end for DMK in 2026?
So I think in Tamil Nadu, you're talking about Tamil Nadu, Rohit. I think, I do not see end of DMK in 2026. There has to be a massive, movement and alliance, mega alliance. At this, while I am personally against ADMK BJP aligning, but if DMK has to be defeated, either Congress should come out of that alliance. The moment Congress comes out, DMK loses. Because last week we talked about it, Sree Iyer ji, that Congress does not know that they are the kingmaker in Tamil Nadu. They don't realize it. Rahul Gandhi should actually see this program and then realize it. Last week, I think we talked about it in Tamil, if not. I think not in English probably. We should translate and then send it to Rahul Gandhi, saying that they should realize that, Congress is the kingmaker in Tamil Nadu. Because every booth has at least bare minimum 50 to 100, minimum 50 to 100 devoted Congress voters. Tamil Nadu is the only state which voted for Rahul Gandhi to be the Prime Minister. No other state, no other Congress ruling states like a Telangana or Maharashtra at that point in time, or Rajasthan. Tamil Nadu is the only state. If you go and take an opinion poll, who is the best Prime Minister you would want to elect, they will say Rahul Gandhi ahead of Modi. Rest of the country will say Rahul Gandhi somewhere in the deep down. But only in Tamil Nadu he will have a popularity. It's not just because of DMK. It's just absolutely not because of DMK. Congress has easily about 5 to 6% vote, and that 5 to 6% vote is spread across the state. All the 234 constituencies or 39 constituencies of Lok Sabha. I think that is why Congress is not realizing that their importance. Unlike a PMK or in 𝗤𝗏𝗃𝗏 who are in pockets, Congress is spread across. Even BJP is not spread that across. DMK, ADMK and Congress are the only three parties which has vote base across the state. I think Congress should realize that. Rahul Gandhi, wake up. You could become a kingmaker. If Congress comes out of DMK, then we can start talking about end of DMK.
Next one, please. Krishnamachari Srinivasan wants to know, why don't you tell the delay tactics by the defendants?
I believe it's about 2G case Krishnamachari Srinivasan sir is asking. It is the legal option available to the defendants. No doubt about it. I just said that very briefly in one line, right? But what is the intention of the government? While they just presented certain use cases to Delhi High Court a week back, asking for a daily hearing. I think 2 or 3 times this has happened, but it is not a right earnest effort. Because 11 long years to hear whether an appeal should be given or not. I think that is where the legal system failure. It's just not only the defendant's tactics. I think there was no seriousness from the CBI too, in my humble opinion.
Next one, please. Maithili RN wants to know, Sriramji, Rahul is like Hanumanji who doesn't know his own strengths. Someone like PGurus channel needs to tell them, but better he doesn't realize.
And at least in Tamil Nadu, he should realize that that he is the Hanumanji of the alliance. In Tamil Nadu, he should realize then some changes would come. Forget about whole of India. Whole of India, Rahul Gandhi. If Rahul Gandhi goes out of politics, then BJP will start losing. He should be there.
Giri wants to know, if Hindi threatens Tamil, then Islam and Christianity threaten Hinduism. This question, BJP may put DMK in catch-22?
Giri, I don't think so. I think we should de-link these two issues, right? BJP as an organization should not, while it is a Hindutva organization, Hindutva principles should not be left out. They should pursue that. I have no problem in that. I think language and this should be de-linked. Second, I think if the moment you put this argument, we are agreeing that Hindi is threatening Tamil. I think that itself is a baseless argument, in my humble opinion. I think, it is not the question of which is a great language, Hindi or Tamil. No doubt about each language is great, and then Tamil has its, history surpassing at least known history of 5,000 years. So Hindi probably wouldn't know more than 200, 300 years of a known history. So I think, there's no comparison between these two languages at all. But the question is, Hindi is a link language. The moment, forget about Hindi, why is Tamil Nadu not going through the 3-language policy of Dravidian languages? They call the Dravidian land. Dravidian land is south of India, is Dravidian land. So why are they not talking about, okay, I'll teach Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, and Malayalam, even if need be Odia. Why are they not doing that? Because the moment you do that, Tamil Nadu will come into a national mainstream. That they don't want, which threatens their sustenance, the Dravidian movement sustenance. I think that's why they use Hindi as a shield. That's all.
Next one, please. Kalyan Raman wants to know, was there perjury in the previous judicial process in the 2G?
I don't know whether we should call this perjury because, did people go beyond their oath, lied, and then beyond their oath that they are taken? Of course, within the legal rights, they would have probably hidden the facts or not told, because in court, how the argument happens. See, what happens is in the trial lawyer puts a right set of questions. Then if someone withholds and then gives a misleading response, then it is perjury. But if the trial lawyer didn't put those questions, I think that's a fault. I think that is what has happened, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't want to prejudge saying that there was a perjury caused in the previous case.
Next question, please. Maithili wants to know, Sriramji, Namaskarams. Annamalai needs to do much more as regards TN BJP wing. Your views, sir?
See, Annamalai is the only person who is doing. That is where my problem is. Annamalai should enable the next in line also to come to limelight. And Annamalai should not be the only person who responds to the questions of the press. See, the Dravidian ecosystem press succeeded with Vijaykanth. They made a joker out of Vijaykanth, and then, they created a situation that, he got angry with the press, and then, he ran away from the press eventually. He refused to meet them. Annamalai is not doing that. Annamalai is taking head on. But what Annamalai is not doing is, he is not equipping the other set of people. He should probably guide them. In fact, he should have 1 or 2 people, the next rung of people, to talk about if the question is about a second or third level leader of DMK. If a question is put about, he should not respond. See, there's a huge change if someone who is observing the politics. Stalin never used to talk about Annamalai. If you observe, the last 1 month or so, he is talking about Annamalai. Udayanidhi Stalin never used to talk about Annamalai. He is talking about Annamalai. So, which means they used to make Shivaji Krishnamurthy or R.S. Bharati or a 3rd level to a 4th level leaders to comment about Annamalai. But now they are talking about it. I think that's what Annamalai's achievement, in my opinion, is. But what should Annamalai do is, he should not respond about R.S. Bharati. If a question about whatever comment about made by R.S. Bharati comes, Annamalai should not respond. He should have someone like a Karun Nagarajan with him or someone else with him, and then whichever city or town he is in, the next rung leader to respond. Of course, he could have prepared them and then say, this is how you should respond, right? That way, you would actually move the press away from, making Annamalai a little bit of what you call... they're trying to making a clown. He's not falling into the trap, thankfully, like Vijaykanth. At the same time,
ask me, sir, he's making clowns of all these people who are asking questions.
Absolutely,
he's telling them you're not preparing for this press conference. Don't just show up and ask questions without knowing the depth of the matter. That was like, if I was a person asking these questions, I would feel like I've been slapped on both cheeks, sir.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. some of that should be done by the next rung leaders also. Currently, it's only Annamalai, but I think, if he starts bringing someone else also into the fore. So what would happen is, he cannot be only person taking the brunt. He should, H. Raja, S.R. Shekhar, and, there are so many young leaders available. I think that is where, I would say that Annamalai should start doing that. Otherwise, Annamalai is the only person who is doing. I think some amount of thrust should come.
Sri Vidya Ramamurthy wants to know, Annamalai is beginning to hit back in some ways using the language of DMK. I think that is much needed. Do you all like this change in temper and language?
I think it's right. What I've said is, when someone said get out Modi, maybe about 5 years back, or when go back Modi slogans came, BJP was silent. They should have hit back hard where it hurt. But I think now he is doing that. He is giving it back. And he is calling them in the same language. He is actually going to the same Dravidian language, which even B.L. Santosh tweeted, saying that it is important that, we hit them back in their own language. I think that's what Annamalai is doing. This temper and language is a must, so that, you channelize them to come to mainstream politics rather than, dirty politics. I think what Annamalai is doing is right, in my opinion.
Thank you so much, Sriramji. And viewers will be right back in 15 minutes in Tamil. Do come join us for that. Namaskar. Namaskar.